Well, hello there, John back again with another video tutorial to do with Adobe Lightroom 5. We're going to continue developing the image that we were developing when we were looking at the basic panel, and this time we'll look at the tone curve panel. Before we start to look at that though, I want to take a snapshot of this image so we've got something that we can then reset back to without actually resetting all of the settings. To create a snapshot is very easy. In this left hand tool panel, all we do is select snapshots, click on the plus, which will give us a dialog where we can create a name for it, and then we just click on the create button and that creates us our snapshot. So let's get rid of that. So in the tone curve panel, which is the next one after basic, we have something which looks very similar to the tone curve or curves control within Photoshop or other photo editing applications. Now down here we have 4 sliders for highlights, lights, darks and shadows, and we can adjust these as we so desire, and we can manipulate the shape of the curve by doing that. So let's putting a little small reverse S in it. We can reset that by double clicking on region, or we can just use the mouse to adjust the tone curve directly. Maybe we'll go with something like that to pull down perhaps the mid-tones, something like that. Again, we can just double click on this. But the tool I prefer to use, or the way I prefer to use this, is to use this tool here, which is called the Targeted Adjustment tool. If I click on this, I can come over into the image and select an area that I want to adjust using the little crosshair in the cursor, and by holding down the left mouse button I can then just slide the mouse up a little bit there just to increase the curve here, and perhaps in the highlights I might want to just pull that down a touch. So I'm creating a reverse S curve, but this time I know exactly which parts I want to be adjusting, whether it's the lights, the darks, or if we go down into here we can adjust the shadows. Maybe I want to bump the shadows up a touch. I don't have anything in this area in this photo, I think, or maybe just there, which is our lights. We can just push that up, maybe put it down, and so we can manipulate the curve like that. Now we also have down here a set of 3 presets. We started off with a linear curve. We also have something for medium contrast and strong contrast, and those just create normal regular S curves that you can use as a starting point. But usually I'll start off with linear and we'll stick with that. But what if I wanted to adjust just one channel? If I click on this button here, I've now got the option where I can choose the different channels to manipulate. I can either do all of them, or I can do red, green or blue channels. The only way you can adjust this is by using the targeted adjustment tool. You can't select anything here to adjust, or at least I haven't found a way of doing this. And we can just do the green channels as we would wish. Again, that we can go into different sections in here to create a different shaped curve. We can do the same thing with the reds. Perhaps you want to get rid of that magenta touch, I don't know, something like that. And so you can do the different channels as you wish. I'm just going to reset this back to where we started, and we'll go back to the normal tone curve. We can also adjust the regions. We see we've got these 3 sliders in here, or these 3 buttons. This allows us to adjust the width of the shadow section, the width of the dark section, the width of the lights and the width of the highlights. So we can actually push the shadows and highlights. So now we're adjusting a much smaller region, and we've increased the region of the darks. So again, when we use the targeted adjustment tool, we're now actually adjusting more things in the mid-tone region than we are at the extremes. And that really is all I want to say about the tone curve. There's not a lot else in it other than that. And so really I've got nothing else to say on this. Next time we'll be looking at the HSL panel, which is a panel I use a lot more than I do the tone curve, if I'm being honest. And that's all I have to say for this time. So I'll see you next time, and we'll look at HSL. Thanks for watching.